Cool. Looks like we're live here. Let me pull up the chat. There we go. What's up, everybody? FusedVR coming at ya, and today I'm going to be playing around with Snapchat's Lens Studio. So let me just show it off first. This is not mine, but you can see it kind of has like a lot of the capabilities of like ARKit. I can like drag. At least I could drag. I don't know if I can still drag. Yeah, there we go. Ish. It's a little finicky. Yeah, it still needs some work. I think. I don't know what's going on anymore. Let's try that one more time. There we go. Finally can drag it around. And I think it slowly kind of creates a mesh based on like wherever you're putting it. So, yeah, that's just kind of what. It's interesting. Facebook has similar features with AR Studio. That was scary. And yeah, just gonna kind of play around with it, see how that goes. Can you guys let me know if you're hearing me? Hopefully we don't have the same audio issues as last time because, as you guys know, it was kind of a mess. I can also double check here on YouTube just to make sure. Make sure it's not too loud. Cool. Yeah. I upgraded OBS yesterday, so hopefully that should be good to go. Real quick, also just want to kind of talk before we go into this. I want to talk a little bit about Magic Leap and the fact that they've actually announced what they're doing and what it looks like. It looks a little janky. Obviously, it needs like some sort of power supply and whatnot, but at least they're actually showing us stuff, which is really interesting. I think if you scroll down to the bottom, you can sign up to, yeah, see whatever. I mean, you can sign up. I ended up signing up. I don't know if this is actually gonna lead to actually getting one, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, according to them, shipping 2018. I mean, 2018 is a long time, so we'll see how that goes. So yeah, so enough with Magic Leap, and let me also make sure I tweeted it out before we dive in. Alright. Cool. Also, yeah, if you guys have any questions, this is mostly just going to be me kind of exploring, kind of going through the guides, checking it out. And I'll probably do like a much more condensed version of an actual tutorial probably sometime in January, just kind of that based on like how our actual timeline's going, and that should hopefully help a lot more people actually get into the space, because I think right off the bat, I feel like unless you know what 3D is, it might be a struggle for some developers. That's just my take on it. I don't know if that's actually true or not. Alright, pull that up. Cool. Cool. So I'm just going to keep playing around with this. This is the static scene. I've already paired up my device, which is how you can actually get the snap code to work. I was playing around a little bit with this before the stream because otherwise this stream would be a lot of me just kind of figuring out how things are going, which would be kind of awkward. You also have the submit lens, which is how you can actually view it on your device. I accidentally submitted a test project right before this, and it got approved. So I don't know what their approval process is, but I mean, if if you just want to test it on your device, that's kind of how you do it, I think. Pairing your device doesn't seem to work for whatever reason. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just pop open one of these guides here, specifically the scripting, because I think that's probably the most interesting part of the actual editor, is the fact that you can script stuff. The one thing I saw that was actually pretty scripted was there's like a Star Wars demo that you can do, and it's just shooting a bunch of jets that are flying by. And so with that, you can basically, it shows that you can kind of create your own mini games within this. Kind of curious to see how Snapchat actually lets that work on their platform, and potentially if they choose to kind of go down that route of like kind of a mini app store within the app store. I think that would be interesting. All right, I'm gonna pop open this scripting example here. One thing I do remember someone told me about was that this is written in JavaScript, so we'll have to have fun times with that. Let's see if we can create our own custom script here. Go ahead, add. Kind of neat thing too is a lot of this is pretty similar to Unity, which is nice, except you have, I feel like a little less control, but a little added flexibility. So that could be a good or a bad thing. Really, that's their that's their in-app editor. This is the first time I'm seeing it, so it's going to be an interesting ride to see how this goes. Basically, what I'm going to try to do is just see if we can get this thing to rotate up and around, and you get a little preview here on the side, so that's kind of nice too. Let's see. Okay, so let's open up their scripting example here. Open the script. We'll just use the internal editor for now. I guess we could technically connect this to Visual Studio or to MonoDevelop, but I don't think I will want to do that. Okay. The script component with add component script. Oh, I see. Okay. So that's actually adding it to what is effectively a game object. So I guess if we were to do that here, I'm also going to rename this to rotate script. I guess we were to add that to the trophy. So if we say add script, oops, cancel. I stupidly put that. Okay, cool. So then I guess it calls. Oh, interesting. It calls a bunch of different events that happen on the script. So that's kind of built in, is what it looks like. I'm also going to move this around. So how do we actually write something? Because that's what I actually care about doing. Eventually I do want to play with face lenses too. Is there any specific thing that you want to do with face lenses? It seems fairly intuitive to kind of build all this stuff and have it get attached. Maybe we'll get to it later in the stream. First, got to figure out how to how to actually write our simple line of code. All right, let's copy the speed and the range. Once I actually figure out all of what's going on, it should hopefully become really easy to actually build things with this. Because it doesn't look too bad, which is kind of nice. Oh, interesting. That's nice that that's built in. So we can have little, I guess, custom widgets. So let's check out. So on that trophy, nice. Okay, so you get little widgets here. You can control the speed, just like Unity. I mean, like this interface here is like identical to Unity. Okay. Complete the script. Code to your bounce script. Oh, got it. So we're building this. So you got a get time function. You can choose what your script speed is going to be like. Let's just copy this in and see how that works. It kind of seems a little weird that they would opt to override the comment annotation, but okay. Okay. So then let's try it out. Saw something moving. Wait, what in the world? Does it actually? Oh, do I have to click on it? So I can move it around. Probably shouldn't have put this on the trophy. Let me remove it from the trophy, and we'll try just creating not a scene object, a mesh, which was, do this, oh, right. And then add a mesh visual. Let's go with like a collision cube and just keep the default material on here. And then we'll add our own script. Yeah, Gabrielle, I was actually gonna do AR Studio instead of Snapchat, and then I found out it was Mac only, and I don't have OBS set up for any of that stuff. So that really really sucks. I need to figure out how to stream off of the Mac I have if we're gonna do any AR Studio stuff. Hopefully that changes. I don't know why they would do that and kind of open the door for Snapchat to to beat them on the Windows side, where all the 3D devs are for the most part. Really bizarre choice. Okay. Where did my game object go? I guess it was this guy. And I'm gonna add script right here, rotate script. Okay, let's move the cube a little bit. Oh, that's our cube? What in the world? What have I been adding to? I see. Oh, I see. Let's move this back onto here and remove that. Can we rename this guy? I think so. Let's just call it my cube, just so that I don't I don't actually do that. Oh, I'm glad you guys like the Star Wars AR video. I personally need to figure out how to break that down into a tutorial. There's a lot of different code there. I think what I will do, and again, this might be in January, is probably just kind of walk through parts of the code there, specifically the networking stuff, because I think that's probably the most interesting part of it, is the just kind of getting AR and VR to interact with each other. But if there's anything specific, definitely let me know. Okay, so that does things. That also does things, but how do I get it to play? It's a screenshot. I mean, I figure that this is actually just going to go back and forth. Let's check it out. Press the refresh button in the preview panel. The refresh button. This thing? I do. It's not going up and down. I do stairs. I almost feel like this is a bug. It knows what the code should be, but it's not doing it. I gotta hit run somewhere. Yeah, and also definitely let me know if there's anything. I saw faces, but it also doesn't even have to be about AR Studio. I can answer anything. I can also pop open Unity if there's any Unity specific questions that people have too. I'm just right now because I'm basically kind of the goal of this really is to learn AR Studio along with you guys, and eventually we'll get a tutorial. Either myself or Hassan is gonna figure out how to do it. Oh, there we go. Yay! We got a cube going back and forth, and we got the JavaScript to do that. That's awesome. I like that they have this like little preview right here to actually help things move a lot faster as far as development is concerned. Oh, I missed a comment. I'm trying to follow you if you have a Facebook account. You can follow us on FusedVR for Facebook at FusedVR. So that we've kind of had like a little pause on Facebook as far as like that was concerned. But yeah, we do have a Facebook page there. I'm gonna start picking up posting on there again. But I'm also pretty active on Twitter. If there's anything that you want to know particularly about. The other thing that I'll let anyone who's watching know right now, we're gonna open up a like public Trello for people to post on. I need to actually set that up, but that will open up, hopefully allowing it to be a little easier for you guys to actually suggest tutorials or stuff that you want to see. So look forward to that probably early 2018, probably sometime January for sure. A lot of things are going to happen in January. Just because we're kind of like winding down for the year, like launching our game, and then we're going to pick it back up. So definitely a lot of things coming up soon for sure. All right. Okay, back to this. Okay, so we got a super simple. Oh, here's the whole code. Of course, it's at the end. We got a super simple little script going on. The interesting thing, what I think is interesting, and I guess it's more constructed JavaScript more than anything else, is that they're having you set up the script to be run based on the actual event, which is so weird. It's a different way of programming, but yep, we'll do on that. I don't know why they do. Oh, that's why. Because you can set up different scripts to do different things. I wonder if you can do like JavaScript methods. I think that would be interesting too. Let's see. Keep going through this stuff, checking it out. Oh yeah, and Firas, am I pronouncing that right? If you also have ideas for other things that you want to see, you can also post them here, because I'm like just part of this is I'm just kind of spending my time working on this, but also if you have questions, that's part of the reason I'm also streaming it, is like to help you guys out if there's anything that comes up. So yeah, definitely post anything in the chat if there's something you want to see. Oop, that is my phone. Let's see. Lens seems awesome. Thanks for showing your skills and opening the spaces. If it has yeah, it does have face detection features. Actually, let me okay, let me try and see if I can hook up the detection again. But a lot of the other lens features did. Oh, wrong one. But let me see if I can find it again. Here we go. I know I saw it somewhere. There's definitely face detection somewhere in this SDK. The documentation for this thing is huge, because it's literally a giant Unity. That's what this thing is. It's object importer, which I need to get to, because basically at the end of this, what I kind of want to do is create like a simple little app that we can use for our ARKit game that we're launching. So expect to see one of the models that that we used in that, and that'll pop up soon. I don't know why it's hiding in here, but I'll try to see if I can get to it. At minimum, I want to kind of see if I can do some sort of like particle sim or something like that, because I think that'd be interesting. As for the past few days, but I can't get the interactive approach with sprites. Yeah, I mean, I first got to figure out all the basics, which is what the stream is for. But once we do that, I will probably. This actually looks like a really good tool, so I will probably be going into a lot more further tutorials on this and kind of figuring that out. And I'll definitely take a stab at face detection, which sounds interesting. Can you elaborate a little more on what you mean by like an interactive approach to sprites, like having 2D things that you can click on? Is that what you mean? I'm assuming that's what you mean, but I'll let you elaborate a little more on that, Frank. Okay, so we have that working. Let's go with So is there other examples here? So we just did a simple one. Got it. So we have a different event. Where is it? Oh, I see. I see what you mean. Let me pop into that after I check, just read up on all these different events. Although I think I know what they all are. Touch events. Okay, cool. Yeah, let me open up a different one. Let's say, actually no, JK, I'm not saving that. That there's literally nothing happening there. Also gonna get rid of the headphones. What? I just closed it. I guess it's one of those things that takes a little bit of time to close. Okay. So you're talking about which interactive look at? For the object you can. I think that's a cool one. 3D object you can walk towards. I like this. I'm super curious about Snapchat's strategy with all of this. It's super fascinating what they're gonna actually do. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they're gonna do. Approach. All right, let's try that. I like this. So with sprites, you said? Okay, so let's get a sprite in here. Oh man, I just need a picture. Let's get an ocean picture. Okay. We've got to import this guy in. There we go. Okay. And then I need to drag in sprite. And then, I mean, let's just create a material for this guy. Let's go on lit. This guy here, and then we want to drag the opacity, not the opacity. Does it have a, yeah, the base texture, there we go. Okay. Let's give this a shot, see how it works. Alright, there it is. Let's actually move it out so it's not sitting under this giant cat. Okay. Now the animation mixer only takes 3D. Oh, interesting. I haven't even seen the animation mixer, although I'm assuming it's very similar to what Unity has. Also, these controls are very different and I keep messing them up. Oh, I put in a really small picture. Alright, well, let's see. If it's anything like Unity, you're going to add an animation component onto it. Okay, what do we have to actually do? So I'm assuming you want... Okay, so there's an animation mixer. Do I have to create it as a resource? Nope. Frank, I'm kind of curious, what types of animations are you looking to? Because it could also be one of those things that you might want to script just so that you you have a little more control over it. Oh, I see. I'll take a JavaScript element to work with the canvas and 2D stuff without the help of 3D. Yeah, this is also JavaScript too. So you can basically apply whatever you've learned pretty much. It kind of seems like a little hacky JavaScript, but JavaScript nonetheless. Or at least as far as these like inputs are concerned, because I've never seen that in normal JavaScript. But I haven't touched JavaScript in a while, so maybe maybe that's why. Oh, I see. Got it. A 2D animation for fire. Oh, I see. Okay. Interesting you guys are doing it in 2D. Alright, let me first figure out how this... I mean, I think realistically I could probably figure out... That's not what I want. Can probably figure out how to do... This is 3D animations. Figure out how to do the scripting side. I'm not entirely sure how they're doing their actual animations here. And is it all just imported? That's what it looks like. It's kind of annoying. So we have, okay, so they do have 2D animations. Okay, but is this using the same thing? So this is basically a bunch of different, you're basically creating a GIF within it. Although I don't know why they don't let you just import a GIF, because that would be easier. More complex, you don't always pay. Alright, well I think this is your answer, Frank. For more complex animation control, you'll have to write a script. Doesn't look like it's built into the 3D animator. You have a 3D log and a 2D. Oh, I see. What am I looking for? OBS. 3D log and 2D fire. What I'm surprised by is the fact. So I guess you have substance painter. You have lighting and shadow. I'm surprised they don't have a particle system. Submission. That just seems really weird to me to not include some sort of particle system, because that's how you would apply a fire. Post effects. Oh, cool. They do have post effects. Wow, there's just so much in all of these docs. It's kind of cool, but I'm just surprised that this came out around the time that AR Studio did. I mean, I guess it must have been in the works, but like still, it's incredible just how much of a variety of different things that they have in here. Occlusion. Wow. Yeah, hopefully that helps, Frank. Looks like, yeah, it's just scripting. There's no like kind of event that fires off of on it. Alright. So what I want to do, I didn't even actually think about what I wanted to do with our player ship. Let me see if it finished downloading. Classic drive failing to actually give me the file I want. Alright, let's try that again. Let me see how this animation actually works. So it's created by, so basically what they did was create a skeleton. So just like Unity, except the skeleton's created kind of as its own separate component, which I think is interesting. Got your own directional light, touch collision. Oh, that's great. Got a ground mesh, and you've got the shadow plane. Okay. What I want to know is what. Oh, I see. It's like that's what they are using for ray casting. I see. Got it. That makes sense. And then you have this world controller script. Let me check what's in the world controller. I'm basically just trying to dive into everything that I possibly can, just kind of see what is working and what doesn't work. I keep there we go. Finally decides to finish downloading. And then we'll see if I can get my own if we can get our own AR kit meets AR Studio. We'll see if that works or not. It'd be fun though. It'd be super fun. Cactus. Oh, this is great. Here, I'm gonna delete that. Okay. Alright, so what do we have? So you have the ground grid. I like that they give a bunch of these different templates. I think it makes it a lot easier to actually figure out what's going on. Especially, I guess these Snapchat filters, just design-wise, are not supposed to be super complex. I guess they're kind of looking to have something that's super simple. You want to? Yeah. Yeah, that's right, Frank. You got a code for most things that are complex. Yeah, especially on stuff that's so new. Luckily, once you learn coding once, it's generally pretty easy to figure out how other languages work, regardless of what language you start with. Or at least that's generally the way I felt, but I've also been programming for a while, so you can kind of take my advice with a grain of salt. I see. I see what's going on. So you've got an idle animation that runs. Okay. Got it. So let me try getting my player ship in here, and we'll see how that works. See if we can get it so that when it walks towards things, it acts in a different way. Ah, so cute. That's so awesome. I like the different models that they put in here. This is really cool. And if you put it back there. Yeah, the models are going to be made in Blender, Maya. I don't know if they have, I saw it in the doc here. Yeah, objects format. So they support FBX and OBJ. So those are they actually support a lot more. So Maya, Blender, Cinema 4D, and 3ds Max. They gotta export out into these two, but they provide their own object exporter, so that's kind of cool too. Based on this, you could probably get blocks to work, because I think that's also OBJ. So you could try. That would be an interesting project. Build something in blocks and import it into AR Studio. It'd be really cool. If anyone who is like watching this right now wants to do that, it doesn't look too bad. So I think that'll be interesting. It's a very unique way of allowing VR and AR to kind of meet, which is super awesome. So how do I stop you? You can stop. Go back to being idle. How do I do that? What did I do? Okay, so now you're sleeping. Oh, I see. So if you go super far, so once it gets triggered into this animation by being brought close, got it. It's not bad. Kind of wish there was a way to reset it, but it is what it is. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, let's see if we can replace this cat, the one that says replace me. This should have finished downloading. No, it didn't because I didn't save it. Now it should finish downloading, and then hopefully we'll have a little player ship to see if we can to go ahead and replace our cat. And I think to replace it, we don't have to do much, which is rather nice. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna switch to a different project to actually get that and get a different template going on. Which template? I do not know. Yeah, fine. Can reset the animation because there's. Oh, I see. Let me see. Oh, they have portals? That's super awesome. I'm such a huge fan of creating portals to different worlds. Cut out. That's cool. Picture frame. Got it. I like how they're encouraging VR and AR here. That's they've done their research is what that looks like. Alright, what I'm gonna do is create interactive tap. I love it. These animations are all great. They did an awesome job with this. Okay, so that should have finished. And let's go ahead and unzip this guy. And this is just gonna be our ship that we made for ARKit. Let's drag these two in. Bada bing, bada boom. There's that. And it created the materials, it created the meshes. And then I just need to drag the textures in. Okay, fine, it doesn't like dragging textures in. Let's add folder. Can you at least give me the chance to rename it before? There's some bugs with this. I find pointing out those bugs to be pretty hilarious. Okay, there we go. So for this, we just have a base texture that I'm gonna add is the player ship mat. On here, I'm gonna drag on our upgrades. And I can finally close Firefox now that it's done loading. Frank, have you tried out AR Studio? I'm wondering if that's any bit better. Just talking to Hassan, it sounded like AR Studio is able to support not having to do as much coding. I have no idea if that's true or not, but I figured it's worth mentioning. Okay, so let me go ahead and oh, this is already in here? Where is it though? Where is our player ship? Oh, this thing is tiny. The ironic thing is that when we bring it into Unity, this thing is huge. I don't know when that scale shift happened. Let's make this 10x of the size of what it is right now. And 10. There we go. All right, so now we got our little ship in here. Our giant ship, rather, to be more precise. And this thing has a rig on it that comes with its skeleton, so that's nice. Don't know if we can create specific animations. It seems like you can import them, but you can't create them. Maybe I'm wrong there. So transform animation, joint, blend. Set up this. Oh, I see. So all animations come out as interesting. They come out as scripts. That's a weird way of doing it. think it'd be a lot easier to build it in like a different application as opposed to coding this thing. 0% control and playback. Oh, I see. Okay. This is... Got it. So it basically just tries to list all of the different animations that a script may have. Okay, so what I'm going to do is drag this in here. Do I need any of these? So this is the mesh visualizer for it, and that is all of the different animations. Okay. So on ours, I guess the way we do that, I'm just going to create a scene object, and if I do manipulate, what does this do? Geez, there's so many different things in here. This is remarkable. I was not honestly when I decided to switch last minute to AR Studio, or sorry, to Lens Studio, I was not expecting there to be all of this stuff to actually learn. It's really cool, and I'm kind of glad that I'm actually doing this to kind of figure out how all of this works. Hang on, are you PBR? Yeah, you are. Okay, so can I get an environment map off of this? I think probably the coolest part when I was playing around with this earlier and I found out was the environment map. The fact that you can apply lighting from the real world onto your objects in this thing, and it just comes out as like a simple texture that you can apply is crazy. So that's the... We want... Hey, I'm gonna pronounce this wrong. Maruit. Apologies if I got that wrong. But thanks for joining in. How's your day going? Let's get... No, I don't want to get rid of the elephant. The elephant's great. I'm just gonna move this. Here. I'm gonna move the ship. Ooh, I shouldn't have moved that. What? Oh man. That's fantastic. The problems of trying to work between a Mac and a Windows, you end up hitting combos that you never would have imagined that you're gonna hit. It's kind of funny. Okay, so what I'm gonna do in that case, let's set them back to 0. And can yeah, I can turn that off. Oh, that's awesome. You can move things around. The way they set this up is actually really really convenient. Well done. And then on their script, they've got to have an event somewhere that's able to switch between things. I just have to find set event. So that's the ground getting initialized. It's the shadow. Okay. Okay. So then where do... Oh, I see. Okay, so this is their script where they trigger different animations. Got it. Okay, so let's open up those scripts. So you have function. Oh, this thing is crazy. Script file to be open. Okay. What? Why did this open in WordPad of all things to open in? Okay. And what is this? Ah, okay. So this is the idle animation function. And where does it get called? init function. So it's called off of I see. So this idle anim init function just calls itself, and then on the tap animation, I see. Okay, so you can create also custom event handles within your script. That makes sense. Turn on event. And you can create an on tap function to actually run your animation. And you should also be able to play audio, so that's cool. This one, got it. And if I click on him, let's turn that off. Okay, so it doesn't error. Got it. Okay, so then let me create an idle, quote unquote, idle animation for our ship. And let's add a script. Let's call this rotate. Yeah, let's just call this one rotate. And okay, so we have that. I'm just going to go ahead and copy the code from the scripting example, which is all the way at the bottom. Okay, don't need that one. Okay. And then, so this is, we're just going to rotate around the Y. So let's set local rotation. And then you're rotating around the Y. Yeah. Let's give that a shot and see if that gets us our actual rotate animation. And it's gonna be here, here, on frame updated. Okay, it doesn't like that. Do we have, I guess what I'm looking for is the API. All right. We want the transform component. Yeah, also just a reminder for anyone who's like joining in right now, if you have any questions about anything, definitely feel free to ask. Mainly the stream is just going to be me trying to figure out how AR Studio works. And if you have any like questions about that or about how, I don't know, things like in Unity works, or anything else, definitely feel free to ask. Happy to answer any of that. Let's see, where's transform? There we go. Oh, so we want we want set local rotation, which takes a quaternion. I see. Okay. Okay, so in that case, so can I get it from an Euler? Okay, quant from Euler. Okay. So let's take this system, thanks to which we will not have to touch the screen or button. Oh, yeah, I was actually having a little interesting conversation about that yesterday, as far as like different input mechanisms. Nothing, I don't have a concrete answer to, by any means on like kind of what that would look like. But I mean, I think the only thing that other people have been like thinking about, which I think has like pros and cons, is like a type of glove system or something that has kind of haptic feedback. That I think has issues associated with it. Specifically, I think that runs into the same issues as the leap motion, where your hand can go through things. But at the same time, if you have like force feedback, it can also fix a lot of things. So that's like really the only other system like I've thought about. The main thing that I try to think about probably a little more, that kind of relates to the topic, is how you can use existing input mechanisms to enable you to either to do things in, I guess, ways you couldn't. So for example, typing a lot more efficiently, that's like a big issue. Ways to kind of limit your motion, like kind of ways to design in VR so that you basically don't have to deal with fatigue. Unless I guess your app is trying to get fatigue, which is I guess a different issue. But kind of more things like that have been kind of my focus, at least in the back of my mind. I don't think I've like found an answer to it. A lot of it kind of is starting to feel like it's some limitations of the hardware, but yeah, I don't know if that answered the question at all, but that's kind of where my brain space as far as like input is concerned. It's definitely like a super interesting problem to say the least. I don't know. I guess, have you thought of any solutions? Let me toss the question back at you. Like, is there anything that you're particularly excited about? Particularly, if I can ever say that right. Quad. Okay, let's try this. Oh, really? What? How did I just mess this up? Oh, it must be the script is what happened. Value, okay. Close this guy. Oh, I don't need the vector. I just need to throw numbers at it. Okay. Let's close this, and let's try it when I throw numbers at it. So let me throw 0, that Y rotation, and that. Okay. And apply. And then let's fingers crossed this. Oh man, what did I just do? That's an interesting. Oh, I know what I did. Let's make this 1. It's going around the wrong axis, but it's at minimum. We're making progress towards making our own custom ship filter, which is really cool. All right, I think we're finally at the point where I can axe our poor little elephant, remove him from the. No, I can't. I'm just gonna keep him around. And then I can get rid of that. That brought the elephant back. I don't know how that worked, but okay. We get the touch, which just then goes into play. Got it. Progress. Progress is being made. Now let's get it so that it's not a sinusoidal function. It just has to move with time. So new y is just gonna be, is there a get? I wish this was built into an actual editor. That would be so primo. It would be beyond primo. Do we got time? Nope. that solves that quickly. Okay. Assets maybe. Global methods. Here we go. Get delta time. That's what I am talking about. That makes our lives a lot easier. So this is going to be delta time, and then let's go back to our quaternion. Q, P. Here we go. We got our quaternion, and we will say, we're going to set the local rotation to our, okay, let me actually save the transform. Var trans equals that. Okay, so now we got the transform. And then we can say the transform is going to be set the local rotation to set transform dot get local rotation times the delta time, and hopefully that allows us to have our ship rotate, or not. Or we have compiler issues. Okay. Can we multiply? Oh, we gotta actually multiply. Times multiply this by this. There we go. We got our ship rotating nice and smoothly. Why is the elephant still there? That's what I want to know. That should have been long gone. We can move this thing around. And so it's moving based on that. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I guess it is moving onto it. That's the tricky part here, is just kind of making sure it actually looks like it's not floating around, because otherwise it could look a little awkward. I think we might have to move it down a little bit just so that it's not floating in midair. Let's see. So if I do maybe this, so I can down -8. Maybe that was a little too much based looking at our ship here. Yeah, maybe like that. Okay, maybe back down. I would say let's probably do like -5. That ought to work. And if we move this around, okay, I'm gonna actually, sorry, sorry, elephant, you need to go. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. At least I'm a fan. And we've got it. Okay, cool. So we got a ship that moves around. Next would be what was the name of the startup that I tried? Totally blanking out on it. Probably I think we should go implement into AR. I agree. I think eventually AR is gonna converge towards kind of being like glasses, kind of like what the Magic Leap showed today, which is kind of, it's not really glasses, but it's close enough. I mean, like what we're working with here is more positional tracking on a mobile device. I think that's really what we're looking with. That said, I think it's a good step towards actually achieving what AR could be. So that's why I'm really more kind of at the moment excited about AR Studio and AR Kit and AR Core and AR and then Lens Studio right here. But yeah, it's just baby steps. Eventually we'll get there, and that's when that'll be super exciting. All right, so we got a ship that rotates around. That said, looking at it, I kind of want it to just bob back and forth, so I'm gonna do that first. I'm gonna change our script to do that. Can I go back? No. Math dot sign get time. Okay. I love this. Get time. Okay, so this does that. We don't need to multiply anymore. And instead of rotating the axis, the z-axis now. I always have to double check and make sure that I get my my actual signs right. Probably have like an extra paren somewhere. Nope, wrong one. This and this. Alright, cool. So now let's just make sure we can change speed and make the rotation. I don't know, like 0.3. I like it. And probably make that's our little ship in augmented reality right now. I'm making progress. It takes a little bit of time to pick things up, but once you do, you can make some pretty cool stuff with this. Let me see. Let me also make sure I add the environment maps back on. This stuff is amazing. I'm giving huge. I'll be honest. I didn't have Snapchat until today. But this is making me a Snapchat fan. So they did a good job. I will give them props for that. Device camera texture. Is this what we want? Nope. Camera output. Nope. Oh. Let's do this. Let me turn this off. Let's go. Whoa. Where is that red light coming from? I'm not even sure. Can I rotate it? What in the world? This is kind of cool, but kind of creepy at the same time. It's like, seriously, where did any of this light come from? Let's do that. Turn this down. What? Where is it getting this pink color? Is it from the camera? Doesn't need roughness or specular. No, it's not from the camera. So then where is it? The camera output maybe? Oh, there we go. Okay, so this is now. This is starting to come to life. I'm a fan. Let's also rotate this thing 90 degrees on the Y. That's facing like sideways. What? Or not? Oh, right. I gotta do it in the script. There we go. And then, let's see. Yeah, it does pick up the lighting from it. Okay, so let me maybe make this, the range here, like 0.1. And then, I guess basically the only other thing to do here would be kind of have that cannon rotate randomly to point out a variety of different directions and shoot a cannonball. And I think at that point, mission accomplished. This is I'm a fan. This is it's a simple lens, but I think it should be exciting for our launch on Friday. I'm a fan. And then, yeah, at the end of this, I will make sure to for sure submit the lens to the store so that any of you guys who want it, including myself, can check it out. Alright, so we got this. So then the next thing would be, gotta shoot the work on SteamVR. Let's go see other people create some stuff with it. Yeah, SteamVR is awesome. Huge fan. I haven't done that much work with SteamVR and Unity recently. I think the last thing I did was a while ago because we've been working on this AR kit game. Actually, no, is that true? When was the last SteamVR tutorial that I did? I'm thinking about it. Now I want to check for myself after I saw that comment. Oh yeah, it was the Star Wars one. I guess that was the last video we did. Technically, that video was from a long time ago. Oh, it was the Super Mario Odyssey. That was our last SteamVR tutorial. That was super fun. But yeah, glad you enjoy it, Dark. It's just VR and AR. They're so much fun to work with. recently started looking at crypto too. A lot of cool tech coming up on the horizon for. I mean, the tech has been around for a while, but like it's finally getting the limelight in 2018. So I think we've got a super super exciting future in this space for sure. Let's see. It would be if we rotate this. Okay. There we go. All right. So let's just pick a random rotation. Let's see. Yeah, let's create a script that will just point this thing every 2 seconds in a random direction. That sounds like the next challenge to figure out here. Yeah, I've been looking at I guess more technically blockchain. Just trying to figure out, especially with how that can come back into, especially like VR spaces. There are a couple people like already working on this. Decentraland is one. High Fidelity is another. I think it's all super interesting technology to enable quick and fast transactions without any central authority. So, which is, I mean, I think that's something that VR needs, and I need to figure out how that tech actually works before I actually know a little bit more about it. But high level, that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm looking into it. But yeah, if you have any questions about that, I definitely can't give any financial advice whatsoever about it. A bunch of YouTubers keep saying that, and I'm like the least qualified. But if you have any questions about specifically, I guess like why it's an interesting technology, definitely shoot that my way. I'll take a stab at I'll take a stab at actually answering it. Okay. Oops. Script. Here we go. And ooh, nope. And let's see. Okay, so let's not do it on an event. Let's see if there's any timers within here. These are events. I guess we could do it on the update event. Just check how much time has passed. Yeah, I guess that's the way to do it. There's nothing like a coroutine in here. Got it. Okay, let me do that. So the hacky solution is going to be let's assume that this code gets called every frame, in which case let's keep a counter. Yeah, I'll keep this one up. I'll probably be up around for like 30 minutes. High level, I guess what's gonna happen, I'll keep it up for a little bit. Actually, no, here's actually what's gonna happen. This has mostly been me getting the chance to answer like any questions you guys have, and me learning how like Lens Studio works. I'll probably post like a much more condensed tutorial on like how to get started with this, probably in a couple weeks. Just because I kind of feel like there's not much to actually follow here. I'm just doing this live so that if there are any questions about anything, I'm happy to answer them. So yeah, that's currently the plan. Let me know if that works for you. And yeah, I agree, Dark. The snap filter looks really cool. Even if it's just like a little boat, like that cannon's missing. But even if it's just a little boat that's just kind of rocking back and forth, I feel, my gut feeling is that snap users are like the people who are into the simple but like surprisingly effective stuff. I could be completely wrong there. All right, let me kind of, oops, got it. Okay, so let me get into trying to figure out how to have like a, I guess it's an input. I guess we want, basically what I'm trying to figure out is just have a variable that constantly keeps getting updated. Oh no, we have get time. I'm just gonna do modulo 2. So if get time divided by mod, actually, here, let's see, JavaScript mod float question mark. Okay, so let me round. So mod 2 seconds. Really, I should make that an input, but whatever. And let's round to the 10th of a second. Equals 0. Then let's, oops, there we go. What the, I like how tab just deletes everything. Is that what I set it to, potentially? Probably. Most definitely. Okay, so let's set that back to 0. And then it doesn't look like this is working. So let's try this. And then refresh. Nope. So get time. Let's do, okay, so let's do if get time is greater than 0 or greater than 2, just to test and see if that works. Oh, this is what's happening. Classic. I forgot to forgot to test something. Okay, so now our canon rotations are working. Great. Even though if that's janky, but whatever. And then let's refresh. Get. Get time is greater than 1,000? Or 10,000? I'm just trying to figure out without actually looking at the scripts, which I should be looking at. Global methods. Time in seconds since the lens was started. Okay, let's not do 10,000. Let's do 10. This is so weird. The fact that they don't set the time. Oh god. I do like that it has some little reflections. That's cool. So wow, since I don't feel like you I feel you recall this app in VR that showed transactions of bitcoins. It was more of a visualist. Oh, I remember reading about that. I don't think I tried it. But yeah, I definitely think that there's something to be said about that tech. In some way or another, I think it's still incredibly early, but has a lot of potential to influence kind of security in a very quick fashion. So I still need to read about how it all works, but I still think it's super interesting. How do I reset the time? I guess that's what I want to know. Let's switch. Can I, is there like a stop? I got a video. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know there was a video mode. Super awesome. Okay, so this is working, sort of. So if get time is greater than 10, and it always somehow seems to be greater than 10. Oh, here we go. What I'm going to do is that. That should not work. Apply. Do you have a pause in a VR game? The way, so we have a pause feature in an ARKit game. I think the same principle should apply. Try in Unity just setting the time scale to 0, and assuming everything's kind of physics based or is a coroutine or an animation, that should work to pause everything in the simulation. I'm trying to think if there's, you can also set specific objects to not be affected by time. There's an unscaled property for that. So that would be the easiest way to actually implement a pause feature in my opinion. This is so weird. So we're saying get time is greater than 100, it should do things. But time in seconds since the lens was started. So how do I reset that time? Yeah, let me know if that helps. It definitely does take a lot of hacking to get right, but when you do, it's like super satisfying to, especially for your users. Why is there no like reset time function? That seems like a big oversight. But okay, that's the case. I guess what I'm looking for is a way to call a script over multiple, to keep track of a variable over multiple frames. So I think what I'm going to do instead is, let's see, where's frame updated? Is this on tap? Nope. Here we go. Does that get assigned anywhere? I see. Got it. Okay, so what we want, create this function that, well, no, that's the thing. We have time divided by 2, mod 2. So that should always be greater than, so if that's like less than 0.1, let's see if that works. Oh, it's doing the things. Such a hack, but I'll take it if that's how it works. Let's try like if it's less than 0.01. Okay. Such a hack. So basically, in that case, we want to set the local not based on this new y and not really based on these inputs. It's gonna be what's the numbers? Oh, JavaScript definitely has a random function. JavaScript random. Math.random, okay. No. Okay, I guess we have to do this. Function, I guess let's take the function. Okay, so here we want to do a get random from 0 to, I don't know, 45. And then we'll do another one for the z. And if this works, I'm going to be so excited because all we have to do after that is spawn an object, which I feel like would be easy. Yeah. No. Oh, I didn't apply the changes. All right. Please work. Clearly not working. Okay. Scroll up. Although it says it's fine. Let's try. Oh. Actually, no, we want a random value. Man. I'm seriously, I know why I know why Snapchat decided to do JavaScript, but it's kind of weird at the same time. I'm not gonna lie. Let's try 90 then. Apply. Values changing. They are. Oh. Nope. Values are not changing. Which means that our script is wrong. Where that this compiled though? Maybe it's just the function. Let's try running the function lower on the struggle of not fully knowing all that JavaScript has to offer. All right, while I'm trying to figure this out, may keep periodically saying if you guys have any questions about anything, definitely let me know. Doesn't have to be Snapchat related. Can literally be about anything. The whole point of kind of streaming this process live is to one, to get some work done, and to two, help you guys out if there's anything that happens on anything. Also curious, I'll always hear about whatever you guys are working on. All right. Okay. Get scene object. Oof. 50. Let's go with, is there like a log? There's gotta be. Print, there we go. Should print here, okay. Something change? What in the world? Strange. Oh, classic. I didn't apply the changes, of course. Okay, there we go. Weird. Okay. Let's try this out here. This is not the console? What? So bizarre. Okay. It's not printing that. What? What changed? Now I'm interested. How it's not printing anything. That's bizarre. Huh. I think the weirdest part is that it was working. Let's go to photo. Just like that. Okay. That looks like something broke. Let me go ahead and just like save this. Just like Snapchat. Fine. I don't know. Thanks, Dart. Bizarro bugs, everything breaking towards the tail. I loved how when everything breaks, it's always towards the tail end. All right, sounds good. Yeah, and it's also, yeah, it's relatively bright outside, but I know like in Europe it's also getting pretty dark. All right, so now what I'm going to do is make sure I can open my project. Let's go here. All right, let's see if this works. I feel like we're like so close yet so far. Oh, what is this? That didn't show up before. Line 11. Okay, that's progress. How's it going, Hayden? 090. Okay, so I guess this function does need to be here. And let's try that out. So it's gonna be get random 090 comma 090 comma. Oh, what's this? That doesn't look right. Apply those. And that's for set look. So look at component. Yeah, I saw a look at, but I guess here really all I care about is just making sure it just points in some random direction, not really caring too much about which way it points for now. That could easily change. Where's my preview? No. Oh, here we go. Wait, how did I, what? What? I've never done this before. I guess the real question is, how did I lock it in the first place? Or were they ever locked to begin with? I guess not. Kind of cool. Okay. There. And then I think they need to work a little bit on their snapping feature. This is kind of obnoxious. Okay. There we go. Making some space. And then here, this needs to move, I guess, specifically there. I want it. Good. Okay. Let's, hopefully that got rid of the errors, except I can't really check for some reason, because of course saving doesn't work. Alright, let's try this one more time. It's interesting how, line 13, how, for whatever reason, syntax errors just like break it from working. What? Oh, wrong script. So it's at line 13 according to this. Okay. If got time, that was working. So this is working. Okay, so it's from here. Does it tell me? I guess the real question is, do I get any more information out of this? It doesn't look like it. Okay. I can't really see where things get aligned either. So quat from Euler. So we're getting one random variable, another. Okay, so this needs one more, I think. Fingers crossed. And then of course I gotta save and then reopen this project. Yeah, there are definitely bugs. Or I'm not using it right, one or the other. But there we go. Okay, I think this is finally working. Finally. And then, okay, so, yep, awesome. Okay, so we got the cannon pointing in different directions. Nice. All right, this is awesome. Finally, some progress. Wait, what? Okay, maybe change. Well, I might have to change a couple numbers here, here and there, but this is definitely progress for sure. The only other thing I can think of, which may, no, I feel like it has to support this, is spawning an object. Let's see if we can do that, and I think that should be that'll be the end of the stream. Is if we can successfully spawn an object after 2 hours, I think we're good. Let me try this. Scripting events, playing an animation, pairing, import materials. Okay, is there, what would it be called? Instantiate asset, maybe? No, not asset. Or maybe it is asset, and then underneath it, there's like something that you can call. No. Camera, clear depth. manipulate resource. Nope. Scene object maybe. Get transform destroy. Okay, this is looking promising. Copy create component. Okay, so that looks good. And copy a scene object. Okay, cool. So what we need to do is create. I guess, can we keep a scene object in our resources? Probably not. Also, is the cannon in here? If not, I'll just make up a cannon. Okay, so let me do that. Create a scene object. Let's add a mesh visual on it. Maybe not. Remove. Liquify. Look at. I thought there was a way to create a sphere. Panels, objects. Nope. Maybe it was here. Add mesh sphere. There we go. Oh no, where did it get added? Here. Here's our sphere. That's gonna act as our cannonball. Okay, so this gets added as a render mesh. Okay, so then here we need a mesh visual for our sphere. There we go. And this is probably tiny, so we gotta move it up and scale it up. Oops. There we go. And let's make this like, actually no, you know, at 1x, it's actually kind of the size of it's actually kind of conveniently the size of our cannon. So let's just keep that as is. Maybe probably make it have a different material, but let's go with an unlit black. Okay, and just drag that on. Or not. I need to click on you and assign that. Okay, cool. So that's gonna be our cannon. I think the only other thing we gotta work on would be just instantiating this as a scene object. Almost there. This is exciting. Let's see. Here, okay. So let me do at input scene object, and let's call it cannonball, not give it any defaults. Let's see if that works. Fingers crossed and that we can spawn a cannon with this. Hey, that's exciting. So I just how do I guess I select it. Where is it living? It is currently living under that. Okay, so let's maybe have it live under the player, and we'll have to shrink it a lot. Cool. And where is it living again? There we go. Cool. and let's just rename it as cannonball, and drag that. We'll just have it live within our player, just so it's kind of hidden, but not really. And we can use it to create a couple copies that we destroy. Or we don't destroy, it doesn't really matter for the sake of this. And we can double check. Yep, there it is, just kind of hiding in plain sight. So now we just have to attach it here. Cannonball. Okay, fine. Boom, boom, boom. Great. And let's just go to our Canon script. And what we'll say is copy scene object. So this is going to be scene object dot copy scene object cannonball. Let's try that out. See if that works. It's probably going to copy it in place, most likely. But so okay. So it looks like, okay, so it is refreshing, but where are our cannonballs? The real question, where are our cannonballs? Copy scene object, cannonball. Not including its hierarchy. Okay. That makes sense. Replaces the scene object. What? It replaces our current one? Oh, I see. So we need to create an empty. I think that's what it's saying. Which is a weird way of doing it. Interesting. Okay, so maybe we do it off of the script scene. That's probably, yeah, here we go. It's a new scene object named create. So script.create scene object and returns an empty. Got it. And then we'll use it to copy off onto. So script.create scene object. Let's give it a name, CB, and we'll say copy the scene object cannonball onto our empty one that we just created. So now let's give it a shot. See if we can find. Looks like it's rotating. And it looks like it's not crashing. Maybe. Maybe not. Except I don't see our CB here. Alright, I'm going to try one more thing, and then I'll probably call it the end of the stream. Which will give me a bit more time to actually kind of figure out what's going on. Definitely seems like it's not. I feel like my overall impression with this is there's so much going on here, but it's not the most well documented thing in the world. Which, I mean, I guess opens up opportunities, but it's still kind of obnoxious. Oh, I see. This is what I'm supposed to do. At least they gave examples further down. Further down, but still. All right. Well, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna submit this. Like I said, the submission process. Oh, really? That's interesting. Lens size cannot be more than 4 megabytes. All right, let's optimize. Sure. Get that number down, and then see. This contains. Why? How does it contain one or more errors, but it's not going to tell me it? That's funny. Here, let me comment this out. Go ahead and save it. Wow. Okay, even after getting optimized, it's still it's still huge. Let's see if we can shrink these textures a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Oops. So if we go and make this 512 by... Oh, okay. So if we say no. All right, well, that's unfortunate. No, there's a couple things. So I think the summary, to kind of wrap this up, is it seems like this is an amazing start for Snapchat, but I think it needs several hours to actually figure out all the little details that are happening in here. And there's also, I think they have an optimization tool, but it's clearly not up to snuff, at least compared to Unity, which is kind of how I'm comparing it to, because ideally you want all the features in Unity and arguably like a little more intuitive package. It would be nice to have a fill. Yeah, I agree. This thing is, I don't know why there's not a search. There should be totally be a search button here. I don't know why that is something that's missing. Crazy. And also, so here's what I'm gonna do post stream, which shouldn't take too long, and then we'll have it. Is shrink these textures so that I think that's what's eating it up a lot, because this is about 4. This texture in and of itself is about 4 megabytes. Cut these down to probably what is probably, I don't know, 512 by 512, and then I'll send out a whatever this submit lens feature actually gives us. I think it's like a little snap code, and then you can try it out for yourself. Because I personally can't wait to try it out, even if it's just like a simple ship kind of pointing anywhere. I think the good news though is that all the features are there. They're just poorly documented. So yeah, that'll wrap it up. For those who came by, thanks for coming by. Appreciate it, really do. And definitely expect an Artillery Bay, not Artillery Bay, a Lens Studio tutorial. Once I spend that several hours actually kind of diving into all that there's actually in here. And also just let me know if there's like, I guess, anything specifically about like any specific topic you want to cover. One thing I'm going to do for sure is a Windows mixed reality stream. there might be some others in there. It'll the Windows one will probably just be like converting or just testing like a Steam VR app that we've already made and making that making that work with the Windows Mixed Reality stuff. Shouldn't take too long. Lots of surprisingly lots and lots of tech to actually figure out. I don't actually think the model was too big looking at it. I think it's really the textures is what it looks like, and like there's some. It seems like there's two. Actually, if I like pull this up, so this is 4 megs, 4 megs. They're both together. They're eating up the majority of the space. This is like only 161 that's 1 kilobytes. So really, I think all it'll be is just actually shrinking these guys down. Kind of sucks that it's not built in, but whatever. Cool. I won't be doing a live stream tomorrow. I will probably, I know push that button, ask for one on the 24th. I'll see if I can make that happen. But there'll be a video Friday and there'll be a video Saturday, so you can look forward to those. That'll do it for me. I'll stick around with the chat for a little bit longer if there are any kind of random questions that are kind of popping up. And yeah, expect a lot more content now that we're kind of actually done with Artillery Bay development. And if you guys have any suggestions for what you want to see, let us know once I finally get that that Trello set up. So that does it for me. This has been FusedMan, and I'm signing out.